I won't forget you, girl. There is always something else to remind me. Incoming message. Okay, guess what? I've got a job that you're going to love. Nice and easy. This is strictly a salvage mission. No crazy shit, I promise. One of those old pre-FTL generation ships from the 2000s. The Mangual, however the hell you pronounce that, just popped up my radar. Its disappearance was apparently some big unsolved mystery. Eh, Never made it to its destination. I guess it's just drifting lifelessly in an orbit of Antares B. I'll send you the exact coordinates. It's pretty hard to get a visual on, because it's a visual novel. Probably why no one's found it before. The sponsor for this one is a historical society from the outer colonies. Here's what the objective card says. Download any log files you can, especially any that can explain what happened to the ship. If possible, speak to the security AI mute for exist. What? Oh, sorry about that. I kind of played this game already a little bit, try and get the feel for it. Um, if possible, speak to the security AI mute for assistance. It's a good, easy gig, and I want you to take this one. It should be a social enough for you. I don't want to hear any complaints. Dispatch, control out. Analogue, a hate story. Now, I haven't downloaded any bonus content, and I didn't play, so let's do it all over again. Let's see. Now, Kim A? Oh, dang it. A. It could be A or Hune. Hune. That's very bad. Y is like not I, but there's un and A, like May. So right now we need to enable the AI. Oh wait, did I spell it wrong? Forgot to put underscore. Oops. No. Yeah, only did like 16%, but no, you guys don't need to see that. Enable underscore I. Well, it said talk to. Let's see if we can enable this. I know it's not part of the walkthrough that it said, but it says please talk to the mute. Let's see if we can contact mute. Let's see what it says. Alright, so we can't enable the I mute, which you need to put that in the back of your mind. If we can't enable mute, what happened to mute? But probably went a little too far, even though I haven't played the game for that long. God, I am so terrible. Korean is not my first language. Korean is not my second language. I don't know much of Korean. Oh my god, much Korean. I don't know the Korean culture that much. So if you hear me pronouncing something, you can let me know so I can look it up and pronounce it properly. It's so much better to know. Hello? Oh. Oh yeah, so if you click back, it takes you up to there. Hello? Oh my word, an external connection. Is someone out there? It's been so many years since I've spoken to anyone. Oh jeez, I'm being discourteous. My apologies. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Asterisk Hoon A. The star is, of course, silent. It just represents that I am an AI. I control all the law keeping on the system, manga, or at least what's left of them. Please, just excuse me for 1 second. I'll give you a terminal so you can respond. There you go. Go ahead. Introduce yourself. Just say hi. That's all you gotta do. Geez, my apologies. I don't know why, but what you type looked like garbage to me. That's bad. I think there may be a problem with my language parsing systems. Ugh. Sorry, somehow your input is mangled between the terminal and me. I'm so terribly sorry. Let me just try something. Can you understand this? Alright. Very well. We have at least, I'm afraid, if we can text input fix, that'll have to suffice. I'm terribly sorry. It must be difficult being unable to say anything. But we're the main character, we're always silent. This might be difficult then. Well, nevertheless, as the archive sister AI, I'll do my best to try to help you navigate these records anyway. Unfortunately, it might be a little difficult since, well, without language parsing, you won't be able to do text searches either. Don't worry though, it's my duty to provide assistance with archive functions. I'll do my best. Right, let me see. I'll try to provide you with a sampling of logs to start out with. And you can just show me things that you want more information on. I hope that'll be acceptable to you. That's all I can do. Well, that's all, I suppose. Pardon me. Let me just build you an interference to work with so you don't have to struggle with a terminal. Very well. It's all set. All set and done. And, I suppose this is a little awkward, but, can I just say one more thing before you get back to work? I'm very happy to be working with you. I've had nobody to talk to for such a long time. It got so lonely. Having someone to talk to is just really amazing. Like, really amazing. I thought maybe I never would again. Sorry about the communication barrier, but even still. Geez, I'm babbling. I won't hold you up any longer. Here's your interference. I hope it's good enough. So, what I'm going to do is going to access some law documents. And since I already read this, you can go ahead and pause this, because it's about 3 pages long. Right here it talks about the uncle. The uncles, the family, I think it's called, whatever, you can read this, don't mind me. Now, once you're done reading this, you can go ahead, go back, and reread it if you like. Sangmin and his is, I think, like the oldest. I believe so. But once you're done, you can show her the message. So if you want some more information about it, like you said. So here's the background, I suppose. There were 2 major nobles families on the manga. The Kims were the big one. I'm sure you can see. The Smith were the other major family, but I'm afraid I can't tell you very much about them. They were the most important family on the ship until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year. I can give you a little bit about them for reference so you can see who the Kinmen thought their big enemy was. The Smiths didn't really matter very much at the end, so I don't know much about them. I certainly never met any of them, so I'm just going off what I read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean. up just testing the indicator icon to see if it got your attention. I just thought it'd be a good way of letting you know when I have something to say. I mean, like, if I think it's super important, I can always just interrupt you, but I don't want to distract you if I can help it. I mean, that sucks, right? What kind of computer rough forces herself onto you right in the middle of you trying to work? No, so I'll try not to do that. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna do it in the future. I don't know. Anyway, that's all. I guess it worked. Carry on. I'll set the indicator again if I want to tell you something. If I want to, you know, I'm not that type of fan. I'm not that type of person. So yeah. I know there's like a lot that they say on here. That's why I want to have you as the reader read it. I mean, unless you want me to read it, which I have no problem with. Oh shoot. This is one thing I try not to do. Sorry, I don't really think there's anything else about them you can find relevant. For certain informations you can find about, like about the wife, the mother, the father, the sons, what they did, who they're talking to. But yes, you'll learn the history about what they're doing, and not what they're doing, but you will know, like, hey, what is this? Now, the only people I'm gonna read is the Pale Princess and the Mute, and just three people, because everyone else have their own way of saying, and I'm not good at that. So, helpful notes. Cliche to remember. Nam John yeah boy, yeah boy, you be. If you can learn one thing from this phrase. Really, that's just something you need to keep in mind with these reading logs. It was considered to be the natural way of things. Like, what do you think? It's fucking stupid. I know, right? I mean, just absolutely terrible and stupid, but that was normal, I guess. So, try to keep that in mind. That's what everyone really did believe. Even nearly all the women. And if that sounds terrible to you, well, you must come from an awfully nicer society. Kim's family tree. Now, she's going to explain something much better than I can ever explain. Much better. That's the end of the Kim's family tree. As best as I can possibly manage to compile it. I'm afraid it's the best I can do. Ordinarily, women's names aren't ever put on genealogies, so I had trouble with those. I hope that helps you keep track of the family, though. All she has to do is just wink at you, and you're like, ah. Mm, 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 mm. There was another helpful note which I can ever find, but it tells you about the pronunciation. Like, if you don't know the Korean culture, it showed you like, oh yeah, this is how you pronounce such and such. Now, as you see, this said talk to the AI mute, right? And this says dear Smith. So keep that in mind, please. And this is on block 6. This is the only time on block 6 that you'll be able to read this. Afterwards, she'll take this off. I don't know why you insist on putting this all in writing when we could just have a perfectly good conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to do it, whatever you want, you're the man. I just think it's a little weird. I don't really get it. Anyway, as to your question, you're spot on about the pale bride being the focus of attention into the royal family. Not for the reasons you wanted, though. I don't know where you heard those rumors, but they are so not true. That girl, a troublemaker? No way. I don't see it. Like, it's not even as convincing as you remember. That girl is the most polite, most obedient person I've ever seen in my entire life. The idea of her fighting with her husband is completely unimaginable. In over a month, I've never seen. Oh, never. I've never. I've never so much as heard her raise her voice in disagreement. She's quiet, courteous, and does everything she's told without even the slightest hesitation. I'm sorry, but there's just no way you could possibly exploit any drama here. This is an undramatic a situation as it gets. Especially not compared to what the situation with your cousin and that courtesan. Don't get me wrong, she bugs the hell out of me. The girl is just too perfect. She's young, she's beautiful, she's sick, she's demure to the point where I don't even think she has a personality of her own. But she's also gets along perfectly with the queen. Of course, she commands all the attention of the emperor. Like, can you blame him? I'm sorry, there's no way he's ever going to be anything but extremely grateful to the Kim family for giving her over. Now, I remember back in the past, when you're very pale, it was considered beautiful. Same thing, sort of like modern society has now. The lighter you are, the paler you are in certain society, you're beautiful. Where if you have darker than tan, or if you're really dark, you considered a poor person. Keep that in mind also. Oh, read my mute? Oops, I'm sorry. I don't really know how I got that in there. Yeah, don't pay attention to that. Sorry. None of that really matters. I'll just go ahead and remove that. Really, I'm not normally this much of a klutz, I swear. So after accessing the log documents, which you can see, block 6 is not there anymore. B block. Hmm. Well, I suppose I can give you more about you. So, I don't know. I don't think you really find him interesting. Very interesting. But here, you can see for yourself. To be totally honest with you, I don't really know what she's talking about here at all. The math thing wasn't really considered very odd at the time. That's women's work, it's just natural. Maybe she's a little aware that she's helping with external matters, but well, it's not that weird. The part about learning to read isn't that amazing either. It might have been officially frowned upon, but learning to read by looking over a brother's or husband's shoulder wasn't really common. She's making a bit of deal out of nothing. Well, I guess that's 15 years old woman for you. The plaza sounds like a really interesting place, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't really know personally, but as I understand it, it was a big place for celebrating festivals, and really surprising to see. You can leave one of the few tiny, modern Starks white corridors that lead to it, and suddenly there was this huge open space filled with all sorts of colorful signs and vendors. I think proper gentlemen were supposed to be very more modest, though, so they wouldn't really want to associate with that sort of thing too openly. So this is okay. This is the husband. This is the wife. This is the husband. This is the wife. Who did they get up to shut up? Well, as you see so enough, it all seems to come back to the Pale Ride. I don't think Su, Jun Su ever thought very much of his adopted son, or at least neither he or nor his wife thought so. You want to know what I think? I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like she ever did anything. It's not her fault. She just happened to be there and was married as a political gesture. What kind of person protects their insecurities onto somebody who only ever just got pushed around. Sorry. I guess I'm getting a little bit off track here. That's not really helpful, is it? Yeah, it really is. Anyway, get back on track here. Documents. So what happened to the bride? But what? Okay, so why did they use? Of course, the last person to hold titles, captain and emperor on the ship, was Ryu in Hull. Which of the captain's wife would you wish to know about? For us, we gotta know about the first wife before we know the second wife. Very well, I don't have much on her that I think you will find relevant, though. But let's see. Here, how about this? B block 10. Now, this will explain that as people get older, it's sort of thing like, oh, she's younger now, she can hold a child. And don't forget that, hey, back then, in real life, that's what they thought. But when actually, when you get older, your sperm don't mean shit anymore. It can give birth to another person, but doesn't mean that you're going to have a boy. Well, that fear turned out to be completely unfounded. You'll see why soon enough if you read more about the Pale Bride. Alright, so what you gotta do is go back here, talk to her, because she's feeling lonely. She says, sup. Just wanted to say thanks for paying attention to me. It's like I was saying earlier, I just haven't had anyone to talk to in such a long time. The last time there was anyone around here on the ship was the year 322. By my count, it's now 944. I mean, do you have any idea how long that is? It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice to have, oh god, my contact lens. Nice to not have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I could just occupy myself, go through the old logs. But well, I read quickly. After the first few years, I started to sink in, the loneliness. Eventually, you sort of get used to it. It feels awful. You never like it, but you get used to it in ways that sort of scare you. There was like a whole 100 years that went by, like I didn't have a single thought. Not one. I just sat there idle. I didn't even notice. I just had a feeling, particularly on the word sleepy. I want to say, but that's alright. I guess maybe that doesn't translate. Anyway, the point is, I was in a lazy mood, and I decided to call my clock subroutine, and turned out it had been 3 trillion milliseconds. The last time I called, it's scary. Oh, jeez, I'm rambling. As you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry, I'll shut up. But my point is, I'm really happy to have someone out there. Very well. She wrote a lot, so this is going to be tricky to filter. Guess I'll just start from the top and I'll let you figure out what's important. Meaning that she said it's tricky to filter, but I don't think it's tricky to filter. Hey, it's time for you to become the Princess Bride. Fucking love that movie. Still, we don't see Block 6 anymore. Boom, 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 boom. She's a strange child. I'm afraid nearly everything that man wrote was very little vague and reads like the boring, stiff, obnoxiously meaning we don't give a fuck. Are you sure you really want to know more from Kim Jin-soo? If you insist. Very well. I've added other relevant entries from him. I'll caution you from taking him seriously, though. She a smart bee. Broken promise, the pale bride. Dear diary, last week I woke up from a cryostasis. Before I went in, Father promised me that when I wake up in the future, they'll have medicine again, that I finally get better, that I might not see him again, but his descendants will make everything right. But the future broke his promise. I'm scared and confused and I don't know what happened. I think there was a big disaster while I was in stasis or something. Everyone's so educated and stupid. Father and mother were kind of dumb at times, but the guy who woke me up, he might be named Kim, but he's nothing like them. Father was wrong. Nothing's better. The future sucks. The Pale Bride did keep an extensive diary. I'll try to find you some more entries. Doom, doom, doom. Ying sucks. This is where she's training that child. And I think this is one of the block that gets full, I believe. Oh, do you want to know about from Kim Yuk-suk's wife, or do you want the reply from her mother? Let's see if we can fire from her mother. Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have anything. I can explain if you want. You have to understand something. It's traditional for letters to be deleted after being read, so the disk space can be reallocated. Women weren't really supposed to read or write, certainly nobles did. It's just the idea was spending time on education got in the way of important virtues for women, which was serving her husband. So in practice, even if a woman was literate, she could at least excuse it by destroying her words afterwards. It's less pretentious if at least writing wasn't permanent. It's stupid as fuck. Yes it is, but that's how it is. That's how it was. But regardless, Kim Yuk-suk was definitely considered a very virtuous woman, so I have none of the letters that she received. So I'm sorry, I can't give you anything there. What happened to mute? Boom, 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 boom. Alright. erased her 2 different times. Held prisoner. Alright? Dear diary, today I was forced to stay in the home all day. Oh no! Well, let me save real quick. Yay! Or the day before that, I didn't get to leave yesterday. Or the day before that. Or the day before that. Or the day before that. Or any other day either. I want to write about how much the ship has changed since I was put into stasis. But I can't even see it. I kept asking why I'm being kept held prisoner. No one would tell me. That woman who keeps bossing me around, she's awful. I'm dying here. I keep telling her I'm sick. That's why I was in stasis to begin with. But she won't listen. She just treats me like a stupid kid. I try to argue with her. Look how pale I am. Can't you see that I'm sick? I swear I'm not making up what she said in response. Why must you be so rude? It's not polite for a girl to boast about her beauty. Beauty? I try not to cry in front of her. I had to do that a lot. I'm not beautiful. I have comprised. What's what I'm saying? Immune system. Compromised immune system. I shouted at her and ran away. I don't remember what she said back. Something about using big words. I think, how stupid is she? Ah, she hates me. I don't know why, but she hates me. That's not why I'm not allowed to go visit the plaza, though. Jensen, the man who keeps telling me to call him father, said the same thing. He promised me that I would have a chance to leave soon, though. I don't think he was being nice, though. I'll write about him more about him later. Right now, I have to go to bed or that woman will get mad at me again. I'll just let you keep reading. Please let me know when you read all the ones I just gave you. Because afterwards, we figure out why she wants us to read all of this. Women's quarters. Dear diary, I got in trouble again, but for the first time, it was my own fault. A little bit, at least. I still think sister-in-law was being crazy about it, but I should have known better. Now that I write, that looks ridiculous. God, what is it living with these people doing with me? The computer console in my room doesn't even have anything in it. At home just mean doesn't have all the cartoons I bought from Earth, or any books, or anything. I mean, there's literally nothing for me to entertain myself with at all. Nothing. So I thought to myself that maybe sister-in-law might be different and checked. It wasn't. So instead I decided to go check in father's study. Now she's calling him mine, father. You see how she's like character developing it, like she called dude Kim. Now she's calling him father because they've been forcing her in her head. Hey, you don't just call me father. Just call me father. Now she's calling him father. Not snooping or anything. Just looking on his computer for books. I had a thought that it might be bad, but my real father never would have gotten too upset. What could the harm be? I was in there for maybe 10 minutes for looking for anything that was even written in Korean. There was nothing. By the way, every single bug symbol that look Chinese characters, every single one. I think maybe something terribly happened in the past that made all the computers data get deleted, and everyone forgot how to read Korean. So let's see. Then it might be like some things that kind of flip over, so that usually when back then languages are forgotten, some new language creates, or there's a new language that you can create out of it. It can be anything. English can be anything. Dictionary is just there. Everything that we put in words is a remix from a dictionary, I guess. And every alphabet. I don't know. Back to what I was saying. And also they all got really stupid about things. I don't think I'll ever find out why. It just sucks. Anyway, I was only there for like 10 minutes searching through the console when Seo walked in. I thought he was going to get angry, but actually he just acted like he was really scared. He didn't scold me when he dragged me out. He just looked really worried. I only got in trouble when he brought me back to his wife. He told her, do you have any idea where she was? She was in the men's quarters looking through father's computer. Do you have any idea how he would react if he saw that? You were supposed to be watching her. She apologized for to him. I just didn't know what to say. I don't think Sister All did either. After he left, she gave me this really awful lecture. Why would you go into the men's quarters? Why would you go looking for books? Why must you be so unfeela? Oh my god, I'm so unfeela. Do you not really understand that you're a girl? I told her I didn't understand. I mean, of course I am a girl, but I had no idea what she's talking about. When I told her that, she just lectured me even more. God, I hate her so much. So there's probably one big question that's on your mind, isn't there? That isn't being addressed at all, right? So what happened between the pale bride being frozen and waking up that made society go wrong, right? I figure, it's the obvious question. Sorry, I wish I could just tell you, but I'm afraid that mystery is for lost to time. I guess that's pretty anticlimactic. Sorry. Really, I wanted to know too. Whatever terrible happened, it must have been really big. But I'm afraid all the law data before the year 1 was wiped, and all the all the clocks were reset. I guess that's why it was called year 1. So we have all the law data from year 1. So she's been reading from year 1. More things to keep in mind. Anyway, so nobody remember what happened in between or how long it was between. It was 100 years, I assume, but I really don't know. So yeah, I'm really sorry to let you down there. That's the part that's going to be a mystery forever. There's nobody who could possibly know. You'll just have to take it as it's given. Sorry. I'm gonna stop right here, and we'll continue later on. So you guys, let me know what your theory on how the clocks reset and the data wiped out. If you see this is the year 319, this AI knows all the data logs from year 1 all the way to 319. So she might have gotten a clue what happened to her. Might have. Alright, just let me know, guys, and there'll be more later on. Toodles.